Hey guys, it's Stacy. We are on day 12 in the 21 Days Defining Purpose in Pain Challenge. So go ahead and do the reading for day 12 and then head back here and watch the video and then head on over to the Facebook group for some discussion. So we're over halfway through this challenge and I'm just so encouraged by all that God is doing and just the amazing women that He's brought together from so many different places and different backgrounds, different experiences. Some people, walking through chronic pain, some people walking through relationship struggles, just a variety of different circumstances. And it's just so encouraging to see how we're able, no matter what we're going through, to just come together and encourage one another and just encourage each other to persevere and seek God in the midst of pain and challenging circumstances. So just so excited by all that God is doing and so thankful to have each one of you a part of this, and answering the questions and watching these videos. And I know they're not super professional. I'm doing them on my iPad in one take, and I know there's I'll watch other people's YouTube videos, and they're super sophisticated and edited, and they'll put words on the screen and play music, and I have no idea how to do any of that. So seriously, I just hit record and talk, and the lighting's terrible. And so anyways, thanks for putting up with all of that, and I hope that you're getting something out of these videos, even though they're kind of just, totally not professional at all. But anyways, today's topic is, the name of today's reading is Take the First Step. And the verse for today is from Hebrews chapter 11, verse 8. I'm going to go ahead and read it. It says, "By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going." I can't imagine that. That's just, can you imagine God just saying, hey, I need you to just go here, and you have no idea where you're going? And just what an incredible amount of faith that took to just get up and go and obey. But yet that's what God is asking from each one of us. He's asking us to follow Him and obey Him sometimes when we don't even know what's going to happen next. And that's a part of having faith and trusting God and trusting that He knows what's best for us. And I shared in today's reading an experience that I walked through a year ago where I knew God was calling me to quit my primary job. And at the time, I was working as a nanny, which I had done for many years, and it was the bulk of my income, probably 85% of my income. And so walking away from it was pretty much just like walking away from all of my income. And yet I knew it's what God wanted me to do. But I thought, how do you just kind of walk away from your job when you don't have anything else lined up? But I knew God was saying, I need you to quit, and I need you to quit now, not until you find another job, but now. And it was really hard, and it was scary, and it was risky. But again, it came down to realizing I need to trust God, and I need to obey Him, even when it's scary, even when it's risky, even when I don't know what's coming next. And I went ahead and did that. And it was literally 3 weeks later, I opened my mail and I have this check from my insurance company, and it was $900. And I ended up reading the letter from them, and it said, we were made aware by the state of Ohio, which is the state I live in, that we overcharged you for your health insurance premium. And we don't think we did, but they told us that we did, and we are giving you this money back because they're requiring us to do so. So that kind of stuff just kind of never happens. And I couldn't believe, I looked down at this check and I'm like, God just sent me $900 in the mail. And it just so happened, as the summer went on and I transitioned from being a nanny to transitioning into more work from home, that $900 was exactly the amount of money that I needed to kind of carry me through that transition period. And the thing was, God knew that money was coming, but I didn't. And I could have sat back and I could have, said, no, God, I'm not going to quit my job. And maybe the check would have come in the mail, or maybe it wouldn't have. I truly believe, though, that there are times when God calls us to step out into faith before He's going to bring about that miracle. And sometimes we just sit there and we want to wait for Him to put the writing on the wall and to show us everything He's going to do before we're willing to step out in faith. And it just doesn't work that way. It's oftentimes in Scripture, that first step of faith comes before we see that miracle. And it just might be that God is calling you to do something today, and He's calling you to do something, and you're scared and you're afraid. But can I tell you, you might just be one step away from your miracle, and stepping out in faith and doing what God is asking you to do might be the one thing that sets off a chain of events, to end up answering a huge prayer that you've wanted answered for years. You just never know. And the point is, when we follow God, we're to follow someone means we do whatever he asks us to do. And it means that we have really no will of our own. We really just need to surrender and obey to whatever he's calling us to do. And I just have another kind of fun, encouraging story to throw out there. So it's a year later. You know, I went through this whole job transition a year ago, and I'm kind of going through a similar thing again. This time, I don't feel like I'm being called to quit my job. It just so happens that I'm pretty much losing the majority of my income at the end of July. And I was literally telling someone just a week ago, you know, I was asking for prayer about it and saying, you know what, I'm just not worried though. I'm trusting God that he has something for me and that he will provide for me. And literally the very next day, I'm online and I'm checking my banking and I look at my savings account and there's way too much money in my savings account. Like I knew I didn't have that much money. So I click on it and I realize that the IRS has sent me, again, in the same amount, almost $900. And I had filed my tax return and I knew I was not getting back anywhere near that amount of money. So I call my accountant and I'm like, hey, like I got all this money back from the IRS that I'm not supposed to get. Like, what's up with that? And he's like, I don't know, but the IRS doesn't make any mistakes. So, you know, if they're giving you more money than you're supposed to get, like there's probably a good reason for it. So the very next day, I get a letter in the mail from the IRS, which is scary, by the way, because I was like, oh, I hope they're not like auditing me or something. But anyways, I'm reading this letter and it says that I had, you know, accidentally made a mistake on my tax return and that they actually owed me more money than I was supposed to be getting back. And I just laughed because it was like, you know what, that's just God sending me more money, and it wouldn't surprise me in the least if I get through this summer of job transitions and that $900 is exactly what I needed to carry me through. Because the thing is, God knows what we need. And sometimes he asks us to do things before he tells us what he's going to do, and we just have to come to that place where we trust him so much and have enough faith to just say, okay, Lord, whatever you ask me to do, I'm going to do it. And so today I just want to encourage you, if there's something that God's asking you to do, please step out in faith and do it. You just might be that one step away from the miracle you've been waiting for. So head on over to the Facebook group and we will discuss a little bit more of this topic. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Bye.